What if I told you that within your very body lies a dormant code, a hidden language written not in words, but in movements, ancient, precise, and powerful? These are not ordinary gestures. They are sacred motions, passed down through veiled traditions and whispered initiations, said to awaken what mystics call the creator mode, a state where thought becomes form, intention reshapes reality, and the divine current flows unhindered through your being. For most, this potential lies buried beneath layers of conditioning, forgotten by a world that traded intuition for distraction, and sacredness for spectacle. But for those who remember, even in fragments, the body becomes more than flesh and bone. It becomes a living temple, a divine conductor, a bridge between realms. Have you ever had a moment where your presence alone shifted the energy of a room? Where a subtle gesture seemed to open unseen doors? You weren't imagining it. You were touching the edge of something ancient. In this journey, we will uncover 5 secret body movements, each one rooted in esoteric wisdom and refined through centuries of spiritual practice. These are not performative dances or theatrical gestures. They are sacred codes embedded in our human form, designed to bypass the noise and ignite your highest self instantly. But why were they hidden? Who used them? And why do they work so fast, even today? From the spiral motions of ancient Egyptian priestesses to the finger mudras of Himalayan adepts, from the sacred stances of Atlantean temple guardians to the encoded body prayers of Sufi mystics, this knowledge has been preserved, fragmented, and now, reassembled. You're not just learning movements today. You are remembering your divine architecture. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to activate creator mode within seconds, not through wishful thinking, but through embodied knowing. The body doesn't lie. The body remembers. Now, let us open the first veil. Long before our modern world mapped the human body through biology and anatomy, the ancients saw it differently, as a vessel of cosmic intelligence. In Egypt, it was taught that the human form was a mirror of the stars, that each movement, each posture, was not just physical, but vibrational. The priests and priestesses of Heliopolis were trained in what they called the gestures of light, subtle, sacred movements designed to align the body with the geometry of the cosmos. These were not dances for the eyes of crowds, but invocations performed in silence, often in solitude, within chambers buried deep beneath temple floors. In the East, similar truths emerged. The Vedic seers of ancient India understood that the body was both a map and a portal. Through mudras, specific hand gestures, they accessed different aspects of consciousness, tuning the body's electromagnetic field like an instrument. Each finger represented an element, each combination an alchemical key. Yogis would pair these mudras with breath and visualization, not to worship externally, but to activate the divine within. They believed that when the body moved in sacred symmetry, the divine voice could be heard, not from above, but from within the bones themselves. Even further back, in the myths of lost civilizations, Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis, there are whispers of societies that mastered the sacred geometry of motion. Atlantean lore speaks of the 5 pillars of movement, encoded stances said to awaken dormant strands of consciousness and open interdimensional pathways. These were movements practiced by the oracles, guardians, and builders, those who shaped reality with intention, weaving spirit into matter with precise, embodied codes. But why was this knowledge hidden? Why don't we see these movements in our schools, our systems, our lives? The answer is both simple and tragic: control. As empires rose and spiritual traditions were co-opted or destroyed, anything that empowered the individual was seen as a threat. The body, once regarded as a sacred vessel of divine intelligence, was reduced to mere biology. Ritual became religion. Movement became performance. And those who remembered, shamans, mystics, wild ones, were hunted or silenced. The human body was never meant to be passive. It was designed as a living sigil, a moving glyph of divine potential. Every gesture once carried frequency. Every stance aligned with a cosmic principle. The ancients didn't move for pleasure alone, they moved with purpose, with precision, with power. Modern science is only now beginning to catch up. Neurologists speak of embodied cognition, the idea that movement directly shapes our thoughts, that changing the position of your body alters the way your brain perceives reality. But this is merely the tip of the iceberg. What the mystics knew, what we're only beginning to reclaim, is that movement is magic. Not metaphorical magic, but actual, vibrational recalibration of energy, intention, and manifestation. In truth, these ancient body movements were never lost. They were encoded in statues, in sacred art, in forgotten texts, and even in our very instincts. A child naturally places their hand over their heart when feeling love. A person in deep reflection instinctively sits cross-legged with palms open. These are not cultural habits. They are ancestral echoes, resonances of something far older. So now, as the world reawakens and ancient wisdom returns through dreams, symbols, and seekers, you are being called to remember. The 5 movements we are about to explore are not inventions. They are recollections. Keys from a higher blueprint, waiting to be reactivated through the temple of your body. The creator mode is not new. It is your original state. These movements are the gateway. To activate creator mode is not to step into something foreign. It is to return to what has always been yours. The 5 body movements we are about to unveil are not random gestures but ancient keys. Each one corresponds to a specific energetic function within your being, unlocking dormant faculties that allow you to embody divine intention and shape the world from within. Movement 1, the axis alignment, the pillar of the divine. Stand still. Feet shoulder width apart. Chin slightly lifted. Now, slowly roll your shoulders back, open your chest, and allow your spine to extend as if a golden thread is pulling you upward through the crown of your head. Breathe. This is the axis alignment, an ancient stance practiced by initiates from the mystery schools of Kemet to the monks of Mount Kailash. It is not just posture, it is remembrance. This stance aligns your spinal column, the central pillar of your body, with the axis of the cosmos, the axis mundi. Mystics believed that the spine housed sacred fire, known in various cultures as kundalini, sikkim, or serpent energy. When the spine is misaligned, this fire coils and sleeps. When aligned, the fire rises, awakening latent gifts, intuition, clarity, and creation. The axis alignment grounds you in the earth while connecting you to the heavens, forming the bridge between the mortal and the divine. Movement 2, the palm offering, gesture of transmission. Raise your arms slightly to the sides, palms open and facing forward, fingers relaxed. Close your eyes and feel your hands. Subtle tingling. Warmth. Electricity. In the esoteric teachings of the Essenes and early Gnostics, the palms were considered transmitters of divine energy. The left hand receives, the right hand gives. By holding your palms open in sacred stillness, you become a conduit. This is not about doing, but allowing. The universe flows through you. The gesture softens the ego, dissolves resistance, and reminds your subconscious that you are both vessel and creator. It is said that when a person holds this posture while visualizing pure light, the energy field begins to expand, illuminating the etheric body, dissolving confusion, and amplifying creative thought. Movement 3, the spiral flow, the dance of the eternal. Now, begin to rotate your hips in slow, circular motions, as if tracing the outline of a great cosmic spiral. Let the motion ripple up your torso, allowing your arms to follow like tendrils of wind. This is the spiral flow, a movement preserved in Sufi whirling, in Polynesian temple dances, and even in the sacred rites of the Druids. The spiral is the signature of the Creator. It appears in galaxies, hurricanes, seashells, and DNA. When you move in spirals, you harmonize with this universal rhythm. It bypasses the linear mind and awakens the intuitive intelligence of the body. Practitioners speak of time slowing down, of emotions rising and clearing, of visions coming unbidden. The spiral flow awakens not just the body, but memory, ancestral, cosmic, and divine. These first three movements form the foundational trinity: alignment, reception, and rhythm. Together, they shift your consciousness into a state where creative power flows effortlessly. But you must understand, these are not tricks or hacks. They are sacred technologies of the soul. Approached with reverence, they recalibrate your energy field. Approached with ego, they remain dormant, like a locked gate without a key. As you begin to explore them, you may feel resistance, tension in the muscles, wandering thoughts, even emotional stirrings. This is natural. The body holds memories, and these movements speak directly to the memory of the soul. You are awakening patterns not only from this life, but from those long buried in the sands of time. Allow yourself to move slowly. Feel each posture like a prayer carved into space. In ancient temples, initiates would perform these movements at sunrise, facing the east, breathing in golden light, speaking silent affirmations. They believed each movement opened a gate, aligned a star within, and restored harmony between the microcosm and the macrocosm. As above, so below. As within, so without. These movements do not give you power. They reveal the power you already possess. As the foundation is set through alignment, reception, and rhythm, we now move into the deeper waters, into the next two sacred movements that not only awaken creator mode but begin the process of manifestation itself. These are not merely extensions of the body, but living prayers etched into motion. Their purpose? To bring what is imagined into form, to cross the veil between the seen and the unseen. Movement 4, the seal of intention, the cross of creation. Bring your hands together at the heart center, fingers gently pressed, thumbs resting against your chest. This may appear as a simple gesture, like prayer, but within it lies profound mystery. The ancients referred to this as the seal of intention. In Kabbalistic mysticism, the heart is considered the throne of the divine spark, the Shekinah, the indwelling presence of God. When the hands are pressed here with conscious breath, it is said that thought is baptized by spirit. The act forms a subtle cross, vertical and horizontal energies meeting at the center. The vertical represents the divine descending into matter. The horizontal symbolizes our actions extending into the world. Where they meet is your heart, the sacred forge where creator mode is truly activated. This movement is performed not just to center oneself, but to seal an intention into the fabric of time. You do this not by shouting your desires into the void, but by allowing your deepest truth to pulse gently from the heart like a silent ripple. Mystics believe that the Creator did not speak loudly but whispered through stillness. When you master the seal of intention, you begin to shift your inner world with quiet authority, and the outer world listens. Movement 5, the breath of command, voice of the architect. Stand firm. Place one hand just below your navel, your hara, your womb of power. The other hand hovers before your mouth, palm open, as if capturing breath. Now inhale deeply through your nose, and on the exhale, speak, not in words, but in vibration. A hum. A chant. A tone. It need not be beautiful. It must be true. This is the breath of command, known to initiates across cultures by many names, the Egyptian Sa, the Hebrew Ruach, the Vedic Prana Vax. It is the creative breath, the animating force, the sound that speaks reality into existence. In Genesis, God spoke, and light appeared. In the Upanishads, the universe was sung into being. The power of the Creator is not in noise, but in resonance. When you pair movement with sound, posture with breath, you are no longer merely a body. You become the temple and the priest, the song and the singer. With this practice, you reclaim your original role, the architect of your reality. Not through effort, but through frequency. This final movement completes the five-fold activation. From the stillness of axis alignment, to the surrender of palm offering, to the spiral dance of eternal rhythm, to the seal of sacred intention, and finally, the command of your breath, you move from human limitation into divine embodiment. But there's something vital to understand here. These movements are not mechanical steps. They are keys that only turn when held with reverence. A robot could mimic them and feel nothing. But when you perform them with sincerity, presence, and humility, the body becomes a sacred text, each motion a verse, each breath a declaration. Over time, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. Thoughts clarify. Desires feel less frantic, more focused. Opportunities begin to flow, not forced, but magnetized. This is not because you manifested in the way modern trends suggest, but because you remembered who you are, a creator in motion, an intention in form, a soul remembering its blueprint. Let us also dispel a common myth, that creator mode is some rare, heightened state reserved for mystics and spiritual masters. No. It is your natural state. Children live in it intuitively, moving with curiosity, playing with intention, singing into the wind without needing proof. It is only as we are taught to suppress our instincts, to sit still, to conform, that the sacred body language begins to fade. But it never disappears. It waits. These 5 movements are a reinitiation. They are not here to fix you, because you are not broken. They are here to remind you, to bring the sacred back into the body. to let you walk once again as the divine creator you have always been. Understanding these sacred body movements is one thing, but embodying them, living them, is where the true alchemy begins. Knowledge, after all, is only potential. It is application that turns it into power. These movements are not meant to be studied like sterile formulas. They are to be experienced, to be felt in the marrow of your bones and the rhythm of your breath. They are invitations to return to your own divine architecture, not just for moments of practice, but as a living rhythm woven into daily life. To begin, find a quiet space, a place where the mundane world softens its grip. This could be your room before sunrise, a patch of earth beneath an open sky, or a candlelit corner that feels like sanctuary. What matters is not the location, but your presence within it. Approach this space as you would a temple. Because it is. And you are the sacred guest. Begin with the axis alignment. Stand tall, feet grounded, spine rising like the trunk of the world tree. Close your eyes and feel the earth beneath you. Visualize a golden column of light rising from the earth's core, through your spine, and up into the stars. Breathe into this posture. Feel how different it is from the slouch of everyday life. This is your signal to the universe: I am awake. I am aligned. From here, gently transition into the palm offering. Raise your hands, palms forward, and imagine energy flowing through you, not from you. This posture is not about projecting force, but allowing flow. As you breathe, begin to feel subtle sensations, tingling, warmth, a slight pressure. This is energy becoming conscious through your intention. You are becoming a vessel of creation, not by striving, but by surrendering. Next, enter the spiral flow. Let your hips draw slow circles. Allow your shoulders, arms, even your breath to move in spirals. This is not choreography, it is communion. Let your body guide you. Feel how resistance begins to dissolve, how the spiral pulls emotions from hidden corners and brings them into movement. This is the dance of creation before form, the rhythm of galaxies and cells. Now, return to stillness and enter the seal of intention. Hands at the heart, breathing deep. Speak no words, feel your truth. What do you wish to create, not from ego, but from soul? Whisper it silently into your heart center. Imagine it expanding outward, not as demand, but as offering. You are not commanding the universe. You are collaborating with it. Finally, with your hand over your lower belly and your other hand before your mouth, perform the breath of command. Take a deep inhale, then hum or tone gently as you exhale. Let the sound vibrate through your body. This sound is your signature frequency. It carries your intention on the breath of creation. Speak not to be heard, but to resonate. As you complete the sequence, do not rush away. Sit or stand in silence. Feel what has changed. The world outside may look the same, but something within you will have shifted. You have entered creator mode, not as a momentary state, but as a remembrance of your original essence. To deepen this practice, perform it daily, even if only for 10 minutes. You may begin to pair it with affirmations, elemental visualizations, or moon cycles. You may even receive personal insights, modifications, symbols, or dreams that guide your own unique expression. This is not dogma. It is living wisdom. These movements will begin to evolve with you, just as the divine evolves through you. And yes, you may encounter resistance, tiredness, distraction, doubt. This is natural. You are reclaiming sacred ground. You are moving energy that has been frozen for lifetimes. Be gentle with yourself. Let the process unfold. In time, you'll find that you don't need to activate creator mode. It will become your natural rhythm. You'll walk differently. Speak differently. Move with intention. Think with clarity. And more than anything, you will begin to feel the divine not as an external force, but as the breath within your very body. We began this journey standing before a hidden doorway, 5 sacred body movements quietly humming at the threshold of our awareness. We aligned our spine with the cosmic axis, opened our hands to receive and transmit pure energy, spiraled in harmony with the rhythm of creation, sealed our intentions in the stillness of the heart, and spoke our truth into being with the breath of command. Each movement was a key, each posture an invocation, each breath a hymn, and together they revealed what has always been true: you are the living temple of creation. Remember this: creator mode is not an achievement to be chased, but a remembrance to be reclaimed. It is not a distant summit, but the ground beneath your feet. It is not a fleeting state, but the essence of your very architecture. When you move with intention, you awaken a silent current that flows beneath the surface of ordinary life, carrying you toward possibilities unseen, toward a reality woven with purpose. As you step away from this practice, carry these movements into every moment. Stand with alignment when doubt beckons you to slouch. Open your palms when fear compels you to close your heart. Spiral when stagnation grips your mind. Seal your intention when chaos calls for reaction. Breathe your command when words fall short of truth. These simple rituals become living threads in the tapestry of your days, guiding you back to the source again and again. Now, the veil lifts and the question remains: what will you create when you remember that creation is your birthright? Will you reshape your world with compassion, courage, and clarity? Will you breathe new life into your dreams, allowing them to bloom in the field of reality? The power lies not in distant deities, affirmations scrawled on paper, or fleeting affirmations. It lies in the sacred motion of your own body, the silent language of intention made flesh. If this teaching resonates, step into creator mode today. Practice the 5 movements. Feel their pulse in your bones. Then share your experience, your revelations, your resistances, your transformations, in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and join our growing circle of seekers who remember that the greatest alchemy begins within. Let the movement awaken you, and let your life become the living prayer you were always meant to embody.